Alright guys, welcome back to another Road Rage episode. Sorry for the noise that you hear, that is the fan. I have a small fan running. As you know, down here in Florida it's hot as hell. I cannot afford to turn it off just to make this video. You guys know we are getting closer to finishing the Cuddy V, the YouTube build, the LSA Cutlass, okay? With that coming to an end, there's some questions that people ask me along the way. I'm just going to cover stuff like brakes, radiators, fuel, just a bunch of stuff. We spent the money to do the Monte Carlo. There was really nothing budget friendly about this entire build, and I did tell you guys that we was going to do it on here. So some of the things people asked me was the fans. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. It's not fully bolted in, but I just wanted to give you guys a look at how it looks sitting in here. Tell you guys what type of fans it is. A little bit of specs on it. Now, I'm also on this video, I'm going to show you guys two items for today. It's going to be the fans, break down where I got those from, and if they're worth it, and the heat exchange pump. If you're running LSA, heat exchanger requires a pump. Most people use the Bosch pumps. We do have that on the Monte Carlo. Try to get a shot of that for you guys here. But however, I decided to go a different route. This actually was not budget friendly. It costs the same, actually a couple dollars more than the Bosch, but I feel like it's worth it. It'll be every dollar well spent. So let's get into it. Again, if this looks a little different, sounds a little different, my camera is dead. It's actually sitting on a tripod over there. So today I'm recording on my phone. Let's see how it turns out. Let's get first up, what we got here are the radiator and fans. These are fans off a 99 to 2003 Dodge Intrepid, I believe. I'm not actually sure on the years, but I believe I got these off a 2002. So 99 to 2002 or 3. I'll put the information in the description. We'll just do a quick research and find out what it really is. Now, this is an old G-body trick that I learned way back then when everybody was using the Camaro radiators and fans. I was doing some research and I ran across this. I decided to try it. Now, these things are very, very powerful. I'm telling you guys, these things are about, I believe, 4,000 to 42 CFM. They flow real nice. I've had them on the Cutlass for years, actually. That was one of the first things I did when I originally got the car some years back, and I put it together. So I'm still using them now. They do come with these ears that you can make brackets for. However, what I'm going to do is actually cut them off. I just got to find the cutoff wheel. Not the cutoff wheel, but the small adrenal, just to cut off the ears because I already have it mounted to the radiator. If I thought about that before, I would have just cut it off with the cutoff wheel. So I just gotta find that. Just don't want to chance the cutoff wheel hitting the radiator. This is a brand new radiator. I will put a link in the description where I got this from. It was in eBay. I ran the same radiator with these fans when I originally put the car together. However, when we were tuning the Monte Carlo, what ended up happening is we found out that the radiator had a pinch in it, which was not allowing fuel to circulate properly. So what we ended up doing is running to the shop, taking the one off my car. Actually, we took off this entire setup and we put it on the Monte Carlo so that we can get it tuned. Well, it turns out that we're leaving that on the Monte Carlo. We replaced it with the same one. This is a 3-core radiator, if not 4. I'm pretty sure it's 3. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll put a link in the description. Brand new aluminum radiator. With this fan setup, you will notice it fits right. I used to have my fans on key power. So as soon as I turned on the car, what would happen is the vehicle, the fans per se, would automatically turn on. And I'm telling you, it would take quite a long time for the car to get up to temp. Actually, I just used to just drive it that way. I would go 10 to 15 miles. I'll drive over to the shop, and no lie, I can grab my radiator with no problem. And I mean, that sucker was ice cold, like it was not even running. So what I'm actually gonna do this time is I am gonna have the PCM controls the fans. It will control both. However, I will have a dial in between. So one of them will probably be running all the time, because what I'll end up doing is having the AC control, not control, but turn on one of the fans. So if I jump, this is Florida again, if I get in the vehicle, I will automatically turn on the AC, which leads to one fan always constantly running. I think the car should be able to get back to temp, get up to temp perfectly fine. That is more important now than it was before, because of the LSA supercharger. Don't really want to be building boost, and you know, before the engine has the chance to get the oil nice and warm and flowing through the engine properly. So that's it for this. I'll put the links in the description. Hopefully some of these numbers here can help you guys. Let me get over to the next thing, which is the heat exchange pump. Again, here we're dealing with all just cooling. So we got the engine cool with the fan and the radiators. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is show you how to keep your supercharger cool, your idle air temps nice and cool. So just give me 1 second. Let me grab that box. And I had to show you guys this. All right, what made me think about doing this video is I went to open some of the packages that I received to complete this car. And man, I was blown out. The size of this pump is massive. Massive, I'm telling you guys. Check this out. Check this out. If I can find it. We're gonna go over these in a later episode. This is the hoses for E85. There we go. Look at this thing. It is freaking massive. It's an inch inlet and outlet. If you are familiar at all, comes with a bracket. Got to figure out how I'm gonna mount that. If you are familiar with the Bosch pumps that everyone uses, you have the small one and the bigger one. I can't remember the model. Let me let the train go by. I'll be right back. So what I was saying before is they have the smaller ones. I get the model numbers. I forgot which ones they are exactly, but this is larger than the large one. And you know what? We have one on the Monte Carlo. Let's see if I can get you guys how that looks for comparison. This is massive. If I'm not mistaken, this thing runs at 23 or 25 hundred RPMs, which is a lot more than the other ones. I believe this is what it is. I'll put a link in the description, but it is killer. This pump is actually for semi trucks. This is the pump that helps circulates the coolant through the heater core. So anytime any of those drivers turn on the heater, this is what assists with getting that fluid through the heater core to warm up the cabin. And that's why it is massive. It is designed for you know, pretty big, huge vehicles. These things come off 18-wheelers. I'll get you guys the make and model for this. I learned about this a few months ago, and apparently everyone else did also. When I first looked into these, they were about 40 bucks. All right, 40 bucks. When I actually decided to buy it a couple weeks ago, they were all sold out. I had to go to the 33rd page of Google to find this thing, brand new. And it cost me $114, which is right about what the Bosch one would cost, which is, I believe, to be $110. You can find between $100 and $114. I typically see them for around $111. So $3 wasn't different. Comes with a wire harness and a bracket. And let me show you. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. See if I can get it up in there. so I can give you guys a true comparison. I mean, just look at it. Just massive. Massive. Look at the diameter difference. Look at that. All right, don't get me wrong. The Bosch one is up to the task and will get the job done. That's what it was designed to do. But this one will definitely get it done. I do plan on putting a tank in the rear, in the trunk at some point. However, at the moment, I'm just using about a gallon. I believe that's a gallon or a gallon and a half reservoir for the heat exchange fluid, coolant. So I really don't need that overkill of a pump. But when I do add the, I believe 3.5 or 5 gallon tank in the trunk, man, that pump will make will be a huge help to it. It will definitely take advantage of all the fluid that's in there, get the thing moving in and out very quickly, as opposed to this. You know, it's not much fluid to move around. So just stay tuned, you guys. Next video, I'm gonna show you guys how to double pump a G-body. Man, shout out to that boy, Mr. Get In There. He is the first I seen to do it, so I have to give him his props. I've seen plenty of double pumps G-bodies, but not quite in this way. So I'm gonna show you guys how to get 2 in-tank pumps inside a G-body factory tank, running E85 for any application you want to run. What hose to get, what pumps to get, what sending unit to get, you know, the whole 9 yards. All right, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you guys that. We also got how to swap brakes. Go to swap brakes on the G-body to convert from the drum brakes to disc brakes. Again, on the Monte Carlo, we didn't do that. We bought a brake kit on this box Chevy for this customer. We bought a brake kit. You know, I got videos coming of this car soon. Just been a lot of little issues, guys, just getting this thing all together. Man, this thing, also we ain't cutting the corners. He ain't go all out, but he definitely didn't cut no corners on this. Been having some problems with jegs, man. First order, they sent us the wrong spline, but the right length. We called them, they sent us another pair, and it is the right spline, wrong length. So, I mean, I don't know how hard it is to get factory length 28 spline axles, but, you know, just it is what it is. One of those little things you're gonna run into whenever you're dealing with vehicles. But bought a brake kit for that. So guys, just stay tuned with a lot of video content. As a matter of fact, you know what? Probably this week, I will get at least some information on this vehicle. We did do a lot. You know, took it off the frame, rhino line everything. Customer wanted everything rhino line, including the frame. So that's what we did. We gave him what he asked for. New body bushings in there. You can see those things there. Rear end looking good. Just stay tuned and let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know anything you want to see, want to know about. That's what we're here for. Let's get it.